The Walking Dead. Everybody.
All right.
Night of the Walking Dead. Everybody talking about that walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Four Walls and a Roof
Great.
is the name of this episode.
That's good.
Once again, powerful, story-driven episode. Is amazing episode. Now, Steven joins us today. You haven't joined for the first time
I'm back.
this season. Yes, on the Nights of the Walking Dead.
Sorry, I have my son. I was a flag football coach, so quite busy and stuff.
It's okay.
No one cares.
Anyways, I know everyone cares. They miss me.
Everybody was wondering where
I've been.
Steven has been, and
Yeah.
we want to know your thoughts, Steven. Can you tell us about this episode that you just witnessed? What was
it
all right?
was
First, what was
amazing.
your favorite scene?
It's got to be Rick. When Rick comes in when he's got the Alex guy laying on the ground.
Gareth.
Gareth. Is it Gareth?
Yeah,
Who's
Gareth.
Alex?
Good enough. We'll cut
Alex
it out.
was his brother.
Alex was. That's okay.
Gareth.
That's cool.
So,
Hey,
okay.
we'll get past
move
that.
I just watched it today. It's okay.
All right, so Gareth. Yeah.
Well, he's in there, and then you just hear the silence and shock
that
him
was
out
so
of nowhere,
cool. Mhm.
Yes, it was.
and then he just,
Mhm.
dude, it was amazing.
Pick two off. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like, who is it? I thought it was Morgan at one time. I was like, Morgan's here.
Not cool.
Nathan, did you have a favorite scene of this episode?
Not really. It was a pretty good episode. I mean, all of them were good. I liked Bob's last scene. It had a lot of heart-struck emotion to it,
Yeah.
and that's it. Yeah.
He cried.
It's messy.
I almost started remembering how much I'm starting to like Bob.
I know, man.
Why do they gotta cut a guy's leg off for me to fall in love with him? I don't understand. I don't understand.
I really like Bob. It was like Nathan said. It was very, very powerful. You know,
He was a humble guy.
heartstringer.
He
Humble
was.
guy.
He was.
Yeah.
He had a dark past, which is I'm sure anyone can relate to.
Yeah.
If you have a dark past.
Yep.
You have a dark past.
Anyways,
Robert, do you have a favorite moment of the show?
I'm gonna piggyback on Steven's favorite scene.
Top one.
Yeah. Just when Rick and the group showed back up, it started to remind me of early season 3 when we all forgot. Remember, these guys are all sharpshooters. They all know how to enter a house and literally like a SWAT team.
Breach and clear.
Rick trained them. They did all that. They went through that before they even got to the prison. So it was cool to see that again. Like, okay, now this is the group that we know and love. You know, this is the group that can get things done.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that scene as well. I think if I had to pick a favorite scene, I kind of really liked when at the very beginning when they were cutting or they were still eating Bob or whatever, and
Slice up
when they were just eating the Bob, and then
Bob on the
Bob
Bobby.
said like he started off. You didn't know if he was crying or not. I know it's funny. He was eating a Bob. It's a shish kebab.
Hey, shish kebab.
Oh, yeah. We could go on and on about the Bob puns, but when he started off, he didn't know if he was like emotional, like crying, and then he started laughing. And he's like, "You ain't dating me!"
I was like, what is going on,
Dating me!
I was like, he's going crazy.
Yeah.
He's going nuts.
What do you call them? Pricks or idiots?
You guys are idiots. Yeah,
That's how he said. You guys are idiots. Yes.
He dropped the I-bomb.
Yeah, that was. They jumped the eye. Cover your ears, children.
Watch out! I hope Apple doesn't sue.
All right, so
Trademark.
so we have everybody's favorite scene now. Is there anything we want to talk about? Because we're not gonna go scene by scene and bore people here. They watched it. They've seen the show. What do you guys want to talk about when it comes to the Four Walls and a Roof episode? Anything like really?
Well, I think we learned a lot of stuff that questions we brought up after episode 1. Who was leaving the X's with the cross?
Yeah.
Which is usually is a universal sign for a railroad, which is why I thought it was pretty crazy the first time you saw those marks. Who was leaving them and why?
Harriet
Now we know
Tubman.
why.
Now we
Harriet
know.
Tubman, Underground Railroad.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure.
Well,
sure.
now we know who Morgan is following, or it was following. So
Exactly.
hopefully that will lead him to the group, that would be amazing to have.
Want some more moment.
Now, do we think? Like, I know I'm jumping around here, but do we think that Daryl actually had Morgan in the woods? Like he was just like, come on.
It's yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah, that's what I was actually thinking. Either that or someone that he came across as a strange nobody he's just holding on to, and that's gonna be the new character. But we'll see.
My personal thought I don't think it's Morgan. I really think they're going to really build Morgan's return up. I think that's why you saw it the way you did. And if you remember, the last time you did see Morgan, by the time he showed up at that sign, a considerably amount of time had passed because moss had grown over the sign that Rick had wiped over, and the sign was definitely more dilapidated through time.
You know,
So
I didn't
Morgan's
notice
return-
that.
I didn't
So
notice
Morgan's
that.
return, I think, is something they're going to build on. And who's in the bushes with who's in the bushes with Daryl? I think it's Noah, because I'm not to be racist. You killed Bob. You killed one black guy. You bring in another. They've been doing it since season 1.
Seems to be the trend.
It
yeah.
seems to be the way to go, and that's what I believe it is. I believe it's Noah from the comics.
All right, and can you elaborate for the viewers in case they don't know who Noah is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Noah he's a character that is currently with where Beth is right now. He's being I don't want to say he's being held prisoner, but he is at the facility that is also holding Beth. So I do believe Daryl and Carol found Beth, but what happened?
Right, exactly, and I think
don't
they're
know.
going to definitely
But
touch on that in the next
Did they
episode.
get? Well, from the previews, they're showing like she's in like a city.
She's
Could
Atlanta.
How far are they from?
Looked like
Atlanta.
the exact same
True.
same room that Michonne was in her flashback dream. It's
It-
the exact same scenery, unless they were too cheap to use a different one. But
Yeah.
that's what I noticed.
That did. Yeah.
Well, which I just kind of think, they're in Atlanta, and I think it's just to show time jumps and to try to show you distances between where these characters are and where they're going. That's why I believe they did it. I can't see much more than that because we already know they're in Georgia. So what more do we need to see about that?
True, and you said go ahead and get that 5-year-old. There he is. Okay.
We're having technical difficulties.
It's distracting. He has somebody beating the crap out of a beanbag over there.
This cage is broken.
All right, so cage broke. All right, now. So Noah, you said you think
that's
it's
fine.
Noah because he was casted for the episode.
Because he has been, if you follow the show, you know that they have casted a character to play Noah, although they give no inclination as to who he is or what he's going to do and where he fits in, which perfect time to throw in a random
this is
character.
the perfect time.
We just got rid of the hunters. We now know that there's always has to be a villain relative in the show, and it's never the zombies. We already know. Or
They're a
walkers.
constant being.
Yeah, the walkers are not the enemy here. It's humans. So.
Yeah. In fact, this episode, well, I guess it had some zombie kills in it, but it really didn't have very many zombie kills. When we get to the zombie kill of the week, I had a hard time picking one. But, all right, so we're pretty much going to... I mean, this episode was amazing, but I think what was... I don't know what you really want to talk about is the previews for the next episode. I really think that it's awesome that the show has a purpose now, that we're moving towards something instead of just surviving.
Yeah.
That's really cool for the show. It's been great seeing how these guys are going to survive, but now
We
But
want
it's
The next step.
it's
Yeah.
kind of
They-
two groups though. One is surviving and one is
going to DC.
going
Yeah.
to DC.
That is
That's
true.
yeah.
And I was a little upset about they broke up the group again.
Yep.
They just got together. And
They'll
they're
be back
tearing
together.
apart.
They have to,
Yeah.
because they obviously have to cross paths again. Nobody knows where to go.
Yeah.
I do like.
Yeah.
They're sorry for being
Being
an
an ass.
asshole.
The new world needs Rick
Of Rick
Grimes.
Grimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that too. That was
The
a
new
cute
world.
little
That
send
was a cute
off.
little thing. That was cool. I like
love
that.
notes.
Yeah, another little thing that I saw that was cute little thing. I don't know. I thought it was funny. There was a sign in front of or behind Eugene. I guess he was looking at it. It was just funny to. It said,
yeah.
"Stupidity is a gift from God, but one mustn't misuse it." Or something
True,
like-
very true.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
I actually thought that was going to come into play.
Somebody being stupid.
Since the scene was at a pretty high tension level, I was
Yeah.
expecting something to kind of roll over.
Maybe that's why it was that way because he was thinking about doing something stupid, and then he was like, "Okay, maybe we should."
I was like, man,
Yeah.
he's straight up his little puppy dog.
Yes, he is.
Come on, Eugene. Let's go.
Yeah.
He was definitely scared for his life there.
Yeah.
'Cause he knew it wasn't smart.
Here's
it
a-
was the stupid thing to do, but he
Yeah,
still
that's
did
what
because
he
was
just
told
didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, so I guess it did like have some kind of play of foreshadowing or whatever. But here's a big question that I actually watched this with my mom now. She's just now getting into it, so she has no idea what's going on. But she keeps on asking, do we think the priest is shady? Do you think there's something going on? We found out he did confess what happened before everything went down, and it seemed pretty legit. I mean, he had legit emotions and things like that. So do we think he still has something he's hiding, or was that the truth and he's just scared out of his mind and now he's like, he doesn't know what's going on?
I think it was the truth.
Yeah.
I think the guilt was pretty thick. You could kind of see how he felt from what he did, and really his real main sin was just cowardliness. That's all it was. He was just a coward. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't help, and it was just something that was weighing on him. And it was the first time he's had a group of people to open up to. So
it's true.
Yeah, because he said he only confesses his sins to God, and
apparently he just opened up.
Apparently Rick just came out and said, "What's up?"
Yep.
I just want to know what's gonna happen to him now, because he's with the group.
True.
And
Exactly.
he's gonna want to stay with the church. So
That was
will he
going
leave
to
with
be
them?
my next question. So what
what
do you
is-
think? What do you think he's going to do? I mean,
his fate
he's
in the
gonna
group?
have to leave the church sooner or later, because when they're gonna take that food, they're not gonna let him have it. They
Right.
might let him have
Well,
some.
yeah,
but
they'll
he's
let
gonna
him
run
have
out.
some because that's what they did with
That's what
another
they
group
do.
before.
yeah, I mean, but is he going to become a vital part of the group, or
He's
is
probably
he?
gonna get someone killed, and then probably get killed.
Either that
in
or
the-
he's gonna get killed.
Actually,
Something.
I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a scene where Father Gabriel takes off his little thingy thing
Oh yeah.
and tosses it aside
think
and
so?
joins the group. Calling that right now because I just think it's inevitable. I think he's going to grow very quickly in these few coming episodes if he's not killed.
Yeah, if he's not.
If he's not killed, I do believe he's going to grow and move very fast and start to just realize, this is, in his words, this is God's plan.
With the show losing Bob, though, I think Gabriel can step up and be that guy that is still the hope aspect of it, which we all know what happens to people like that in this show.
Yep.
But he can still kind of step up and take that role as the guy that's kind of bringing some kind of hope to the or like goodness to the show or something like
And
that.
Tyrese seems to be that character right now.
Yes, yeah, that is true.
And
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I want to see him a little bit more. I want to see Tyrese do a little bit more.
He's like a giant teddy bear right now.
Yes, he is.
He really does not want to kill anything.
He's a brown polar bear
Yeah.
right now.
unless his hand is forced, he doesn't want to have to kill anything.
Well,
Yep.
even when his hand was forced, if we remember, he didn't kill the Tiger fan. He didn't kill the guy.
Oh, we
That's
did.
true,
That's oh my god! I was like, man, I didn't even think about Tyrese beating the crap out of him in the shed.
Couldn't even kill him and finish him off.
He-
even after he threatened to kill Judith.
He looked pretty rough. But
Yeah, I was all like,
yeah. All right, so that was pretty much this episode in a nutshell. Everybody really hate to see Bob go, and that was a very powerful scene. We can get to zombie kills of the week if we want to, real quick, and then we'll do our review. We'll start with Nathan.
Well, it'd have to be the graveyard walkers when they found Bob. And like, oh, the body's out there, and those two walk. I mean, there wasn't really many walker
this is
kills
a
at
very
all. So,
slim. I'm trying to think of some in my head, and I just watched it
and those are
today.
the only two I can think of.
Yes.
But
That really says something for this episode. There wasn't really much zombie killing going on, but it was still such a great episode.
See, and that's why on the first episode I gave my favorite human kill,
Yeah.
which went to Rick.
Well, I guess it's,
This time again, if I got to pick favorite kill of the week, it's going to Rick again.
yes.
Because he Rick once again, man of his word.
Man of his word.
Yeah, I love that. That was awesome.
So, how do you think Michonne feels after finding her sword?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Woo! I was when I
is-
saw it, I started smiling. I don't know what y'all.
She is like,
What are
I
the
think
odds
she's
they
up.
brought it.
Yeah.
What are the odds they brought it? Really? 'Cause
Well, the
they-
guy kind of kept that as a trophy. He
Oh.
liked his little.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if she's progressed to the point in her, I guess, survival life that she wants to move on from the sword.
But she took it. She did
She
take
did
it.
take it.
Definitely take it.
And I almost started to have that same thought.
Mhm.
She could probably possibly see it as a bad omen, something to remind her of
Yeah.
everything she's been through. But then at the same time, it was without that sword, she wouldn't be who she was. That sword really,
Yeah.
it is sort of staple mark as a character.
It is, but she also was like, back then that wasn't living.
Right. Yeah. That's what she said last episode
Yeah.
actually when she was talking to Rick, and she said she didn't miss that sword.
She
And
missed Herschel and who
Yeah.
else was it?
so I think she has a new I think she's going to use it, but she has a new outlook on things. Like, I mean, that's her sword, that's her weapon that she needs, that's her weapon of choice. She's really good with it. But I don't think it's like she's going to go out in the middle of the woods and start just chopping heads off because that's what she does. But that's what she does. All right, so zombie kill of the week for me. I'm just going to say the very beginning when the guy, or when Rick shot one in the head or something like that. Because my mom said that the special effects were really cool on that. So that's...
I do remember, even though I can't say, I do remember one point watching the show and I was amazed, not amazed, too big of a word, just, wow. Cable TV.
That's a small word.
Wow. Cable TV. That's all I wanted to say. I was like, great job.
Yeah.
Man. They really upped the goriness too.
Yes.
Especially this season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right, so...
I don't have one because I can't think of anything. I just want to say yeah.
Let's get a final thoughts and review, starting with... Who wants to go? Who wants to take the mantle?
I'll take first.
Go ahead.
This episode, while maybe out of the first 3 episodes, I think it underperformed a little bit better than last week's. Even though I love last week, love this week, I'm gonna go at 8.5 on this one.
All right.
Which is still great. I still enjoyed it. I still love Bob. I'm gonna miss you, bro. And I'm really in now.
Going out for Bob.
Going out for my homies.
I'm really, once again, I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen next.
Right.
God, they're doing such a great job. Keep it up, guys.
For me, I would say that I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Very powerful. Definitely hit the heartstrings when everybody was saying goodbye to Bob. Really good, great job there. I love that the show actually now has a purpose. Like I said earlier, now we're moving towards something, which keeps you wanting to watch the next episode. Are we moving too fast? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, these guys never cease to amaze us. I'm gonna go with 9 out of 10. I really like this episode. I gave last week's an 8.5, but this one just one did it for me. 9 out of 10 for me. So.
You guys all make such great valid points over here.
You can summarize ours if you like.
You can piggyback with those if you like.
I would like the pony back, thank you.
Ooh.
But this was seriously a good episode. This has been my favorite season so far, honestly.
Absolutely.
And they've all been such great seasons. This one just like brings the whole brutality of the apocalypse like right in your face every episode so far. And it just shows you that not being the bad guy isn't always good because Rick Grimes is on case.
Every time I see something happen, I just jump right back to the last words Rick said of season 4. They don't know who they're messing with.
Yep.
And it's that every episode, that's where you go, God, we don't know who they're messing with.
Rick's had some really good sayings now, like when he talked to Carl.
A lot of those.
That was really cool.
Give that man his Emmy finally.
He deserves it.
Nathan.
I
Oh,
thought you gave the score.
I'm sorry, man. All right, your score.
You want to?
I don't even know if I want to do it
Just
now.
throw some numbers out there. We really want to hear it.
Nah, I gotta go with a 9.
9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm gonna give this episode an 8. It's an episode of endings and beginnings. You know, split pass. You know, the hunters are gone. And now the next story is, even though only the trailers say it, you know, the whole Beth thing and then the Washington. But yeah, 8
out of 10.
Story of endings and beginnings.
We're moving with a purpose now.
Endings, Bob. You know,
So far, though,
getting someone else that we're gonna find.
am I correct when I say that so far the show has not received anything lower than an 8? Or did you give it something lower?
7.5.
Oh,
Which episode?
How dare you?
You gave episode 2?
the first one.
Episode 2.
No, for the first season premiere because it didn't have enough story.
Oh,
Yep, that's
that might have been it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just crazy exploding.
Yeah, dude, it's an amazing season so far.
It's because it's moving so fast.
Now we're
I
gonna-
think it's moving so fast.
I don't think they.
I know. That's the thing. Like,
See, they're not giving enough backstory, and it's just all like action. Everything is happening. They're not slowing down these episodes.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
We got rid of Terminus in 3 episodes.
After 4 seasons, though, I know who Rick is. I know who Carl
Right.
is. I know
How
Daryl
much more
is.
backstory?
I don't
do
know,
we
I
need?
don't-
What's cool
Yeah,
is...
that's the problem. There is no more backstory.
Yeah. Well,
And
actually,
the
I'm
guy
kinda-
who did have backstory is dead.
Bob
Bob was the only one who didn't. They
Well,
didn't know where
we
it
haven't
came
learned
from.
Tyrese's story.
Well,
Sasha.
besides all the backstories and stuff, I mean, Terminus came and went in 3 episodes, which is crazy. It's on your feet the entire time. But besides all that, what I really want to hear when it comes to backstory, I want to know how this thing happened. And it seems like they're digging into it a little more now, and that's awesome because they're gonna this next episode with Beth. Who are these guys? Now they're in a hospital with IVs.
Seem like scientists.
Yeah.
Yes, scientists who, if it's alerting toward the comics, it's actually scientists who are testing on living subjects to try to find a cure.
So
shady good people.
Yeah, I mean, well, we got
Like
The Last of Us almost.
monkeys.
feels
They
like
should be testing monkeys.
Firefly.
Well, I don't know where the monkeys are. And they got, and,
The monkeys were smart. They got the
and
hell
they're
out of
not-
there.
And they're not relative to Atlanta, Georgia. So
What are you
They're-
talking
they're not
about?
native to Atlanta, Georgia. So
There it is. I mean, does anybody have any closing thoughts before we close it out, or?
I'm good.
boom.
Boom, there it is.
Boom.
Thank you so much for watching
I
tonight
said
of The
it.
Walking Dead.
Yes, that was great.
There it is. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
Wesley,
Wesley.
would you have any closing thoughts?
I like the Walking Dead.
Nice.
Seasoning?
Tasty.
Tasty. I love it. Some Bob. Yeah. I love the taste of Bob.
He said 9 out of 10. That's what he said.
9 out of 10? I love the 9 out of 10 for The Walking Dead seasoning.
I didn't know those were toys.
Those are.
They're
Action figures.
Can't believe you play with dolls. They're not dolls.
That was it.
That's it.
All right, Wesley, put those up there.
Oh my god.
Or you
was
get
good.
murdered with the seasoning.
That was good.
Moida.
I don't think I'm gonna have to edit anything out on that one.
I don't think we ranted.
We had very
should
small ramble.
Make a wrap of a Walking Dead seasoning. Just make a little label, stick it on something else, and put it on the table now.
Walking Dead
Walking
season.
Dead seasoning, yes.
Or flay or Bob. Flay or Bob.
Shish kebabs.
Somebody throw some Bob on the
Shish
shish
kebabs.
kebabs.
How do you turn this one off?
Wesley, are you drunk?
Can you wiggle the mount? I got it.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wesley, what did you put in that? Laura, what did you give him the drink? Some vodka?
I'm getting